that the families in Ahmedabad made their money, the wealthy families, through the opium trade. And so we are basically drug dealers. It's true.
The Jain family. Not the very.
My mother is.
Your mother, yeah.
And the Jain families. No, but our family made our money through speculation. Okay, it wasn't as if it was just hard work. It was speculation. There is no way anybody can make this amount of capital just in one generation, just through labor. Because Mangaldas Sheth and Chamanlal Sheth were involved in stores department of a mill, they were able to have an inside pulse of the market. And so they used to then speculate on the futures of cotton, on the future of certain other commodities. And that's how they made their money. As in, that's how they gathered the capital. And because they could gather such a... Otherwise, what do you do on a salary of a store person in 1890s or 1880s? You can't buy a mill. No way. So there is a... I have no illusion about the fact that we were speculators, we were opium dealers, and somebody just 2 days ago was here writing a book on Ahmedabad, and the question he asked me was that in business, is business immoral by its very nature? If you're a businessman, can you have a black and white? And I thought it was a very valid question because truly, if you are a business person, you have shades of grey. There is no black and there is no white. So you choose to be in that shade, in that spectrum. And I would say that that's the spectrum when we talk about Tatas or Ambanis. You decide on which spectrum they are. You know, there is a certain slightly lighter shade of white when we talk about Tatas, but it's certainly not white. You know?
I always thought that your grandfather, was known for being on the lighter side.
No. Now let's not get into that. But yes.
Right.
But again, I do not deny. I'm not trying to smudge the reputation of my ancestors here. No, I'm trying to take a practical view of saying that how did this happen?
They were strategic
It
about
was
the
a
decisions they
decision
made.
that okay, we can speculate on something because we have insider information. Now whether trading on insider information, what shade of white it is for you and me to try and make our own call on it. But it is speculation. It's insider information. So today it is banned. If you trade on the stock exchange with insider information, you're not supposed to. Okay? I'm not trying to say that our family were on a darker shade of grey. No. What I'm trying to say is that in spite of being the leading members of the community, and the people who built the textile business, who brought the industrial revolution to India from the UK, they were among the pioneers. They had to take certain decisions which today may be questioned, but you can't because it's all based on circumstances, based on context. So I'm not trying to say anything against or saying that there were some criminals or any that nature. It's just a question that when you need to build capital, you need to make it build it quickly, and when you need to build it quickly, you need to resort to certain business practices which may raise an eyebrow or two, if at all, you know, in today's context.
I mean, all the mill owners in Lancashire did that.
I'm sure.
They had to,
the world.
entrepreneurial engineers
All over the world
and sharing information and patents and...
So you can't be Mahatma Gandhi and be a businessman, I don't think. Though he was a politician. So you can be Mahatma Gandhi and be a politician, but whether, and if you become a politician and a businessman, anyway, that's a different argument. But Mahatma Gandhi was connected and he greatly influenced the trade in Ahmedabad, because when he came, he inspired the sister of my father's grandfather from his mother's side was Sarabhai, and another major textile mill owner. And he inspired Ambalal Sarabhai's sister to start a trade union in Ahmedabad. So the history of the trade union in the textile mills, the history of trade union in India had its origins in Ahmedabad, and that too from the sister of the mill owners, the president of the Mill Owners Association. So the president of the Mill Owners Association, whose job was to safeguard the interests of the mill owners, had a sister who was heading the trade union, which was amazing. Just showed the morality in, again I was talking about morality earlier, but it shows a certain amount of clarity and a sense of fair play, that you got to do what you got to do, So she and he used to support her. They used to live together in the same house. They would leave the house together in his limousine. She would get dropped at the trade union's office, and he would get dropped at the Mill Owners Association. Then they would meet for a negotiation across the table later in the day. And whatever was said, and the people respected her and did not doubt her integrity for doing that, So I think that's the age that we are talking about, and that's the age when opium was also being dealt with and speculation was also being done. And that's when Gandhi came into the picture, and he got these two completely dichotomous ideas working together, and he set a tone which the family adopted of simplicity and creating wealth as a trustee, and the whole idea of trusteeship, I think, originated from him, and is still practiced among certain members of the family. Most members don't have anything to look after anymore. Unfortunately, it's all gone. But whatever is there, you look at it as a trusteeship, and especially in my case, when I think about whatever I'm so-called building, creating assets, when I think about what's going to happen to it, I really feel that it belongs to a community in a sense, and the people who run it. And our community is the staff, our employees. So I think, coming back to your question about Cottonopolis and Gandhiji, and when Gandhiji came and stayed there, all those are things recorded in history, but the interesting things are what I'm talking about, his influence on today's generation, and how Ahmedabad is influenced by Gandhiji's ideas beyond just theory. Everybody thinks that, Ahmedabad, there must be a strong Gandhi influence, but if you talk to the younger generation, they don't even have a clue. Okay, he was a freedom fighter, but what he stood for, how does he influence you today? Do you see it in your life? Would be the Gandhian community is now slightly disappearing, though. When we are talking about Ahmedabad as a World Heritage City, that group, our group that you saw outside, is to create awareness amongst younger generation, to bring heritage to the classroom. So we are working as a independent community, mostly online and offline, to create awareness amongst the youth about their own heritage. And it is not only architectural but cultural and the living heritage, all our festivals, all our cuisine, our way of dressing, etc. And that awareness is being created because the government is trying to nominate Ahmedabad as a World Heritage City.
We bought the book